Ange, where your note taker?
This meeting is being recorded.
Here. Yes, very good.
It made it. It made it. Let me give Ange a co-host so she can let people in the background. Good to see everybody. Darren, good to see you, man. Bart, Ohio State. You ready for the game tonight, man? You ready for the game? Is that tonight?
There you go. It's game day.
It's game day. I saw Notre Dame won yesterday. Ohio State against Notre Dame. That'll be a good one. You know.
We don't care who it is.
Who's Ohio State playing? Who they
Texas?
play?
The Longhorns?
Oh, okay. All right. I forgot we got old Dallas in here. And Darren, you're in Texas too, right?
Yeah, man. I'm in Texas, but I'm from New Orleans, so you know I can't claim the Longhorns.
No, that makes sense.
So another team, you can go with that one.
No, it's good to see everybody. Yvette, good to see you. Denise, good to see you. It's Arain, it's always good. Victor is becoming a regular. Good to see you. You know, any questions? Any support ideas? Anything anybody want to talk about to start off with? Any wins? That's another one. You know.
Yeah, we have a win. Miss Ann McNeil just did her first podcast interview this morning, and we just got booked for a second one.
How cool is that?
Yep.
That's good. That's good. So are the new pitches getting more responses? Because I know we spent about an hour about a week ago kind of reframing things for her. Is that working out a little better now or no?
It looks like we're starting to get more responses. We kind of just went through and did a follow-up with everybody just to touch base with everyone because of the holiday season and stuff. So yeah, we'll see what comes back.
No, that's cool. Denise, how's things going in your world? You getting set up and moving over there, or you need some help from us?
Doing good. I think I've sent out 30 pitches. I've got about 3 that I've heard back from. I've just got to get them some speaking samples and such. So yeah, it's looking good. Hey, I got something fun to share. You guys will get a kick out of it. So my family will be competing on Family Feud February 7th. So I asked them, I said, listen, can I pitch from the stage? And she said, go for it. So I'll be pitching from that stage. So I'll be sure to keep you guys in the loop.
How cool is that? You're going to be on there with old Steve Harvey.
Oh, yeah.
What you going to be pitching?
I'm going to be pitching my books, pitching my speaking, as far as they let me go. She said he's very conversational. So, you know, he could go as far as asking, you know, what it is specifically you do, to just keeping it general. In any case, I think my name is probably unique enough that if I get it out there, somebody will Google it.
How cool is that? That is super duper duper incredible.
Thanks.
That's a big deal, like a big deal. Arain, what's the logo in the corner? I see you got your Arain got his he been following our instructions.
Yeah, so
let me see.
Right. So Wednesday we talked about the virtual background, and I couldn't sleep Wednesday night. So I was gonna make it. So I have a digital business card with hi, hello, free program, free digital card, and in that program, on that website, they already have an option to create a digital background. So I just use that.
Oh, how dope is that? So let me spotlight it so people see what you got. Because make sure, there you go, hihello.me.
Yeah, you could pick the different backgrounds, and that's my digital card that has everything on my social media, website, phone number, email.
Oh yeah, I see you.
Demo
look
reel,
at you,
everything.
Man. look at you. That looks incredible.
I took action on what I learned on Wednesday.
Hey man,
media
that's
action.
That's the only way you're gonna win. Yeah, so you got the Arain. Look at the Arain. You know? No, it's great profile there. Brand new motivations.
Thank you.
You know, let me make it where people can see it. Let me put it back in the spotlight because it was hard for me to get it because my mute button was covering it up. But no, it's dope. You know, so everybody check out Arain. I think it's going to be, this is, man, life rewards the action takers. So, you know, everybody's safe with the snow. I know it was snowing in the Midwest. My mom and them got knee deep in snow in St. Louis. Look at Jadika. Jadika, you got some snow over there where you at too?
Snow in DC too. It's finally slowly
in Dallas
coming out. Right. Yo. Tennessee.
Erica, what you got on the Cape?
It's look, I'm at the
That's
spa.
cute.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Oh,
Look,
okay,
it's
all right.
That is
look,
very nice.
thank you.
I know it
Okay,
is.
I didn't know. I'm like, what
I
is
know
that? She
you
got
do,
a cape.
Angela.
Like she got
I'm
wings.
Bianca.
She got Red Bulls giving her
Flying,
wings.
flying with his look, flying with his heat and tight muscles.
Okay.
That
Yeah,
makes
I can
sense, man.
relax all.
No, that's cool. Salvador, Manzi, nice to see you. I think this is your first time with us. Welcome to the Speaker Hub Co-working. We do this every day from 12 until 1. I am Ron Story. I'm the head of product at Speaker Hub, and we're joined here by Angela Lewis, who is over operations. Looks like we got Maria, our head of development. We have one of our writers, Faviani, who writes a bunch of our blog posts and content. He's one of our content managers. He hopped in. Faviani just moved from Cali, Columbia, where it's 85 degrees every day. He moved to Madison, Wisconsin, and it's so cold, he hopped into the meeting 45 minutes early because he was shivering and hit the mouse button by mistake. So we got a few Speaker Up members that are here. So I want to welcome you in. Chantel, looks like it may be your first time with us also. So Salvador, if you want to introduce yourself, we would love to know what you talk about and how we can help you.
Well, hello everyone. It's really nice to meet you. Fun to be on here. I'm in Albuquerque at the moment where it's like 20 degrees, but not too bad compared to Madison for sure. I'm a communication coach. I help leaders I prepare to get on stages. I don't have the tools. The gap I have is when the speaker wants to actually start booking and getting onto those stages independently. I don't have a way of connecting them. So I'm looking for both a way to connect my clients to operations that will help them get on those stages. And I want to go through the process myself to learn it too. I basically speak on communications, like the celebrity moments and missteps of people that are going to speak in front of the United Nations. I have coached one presidential candidate. I coach people getting ready to go in front of media cameras. But again, I'm having a lot of clients come to me now that say, hey, we want to be a keynote speaker. And I'm like, good, I can help you with delivery. I can help you with performance. I don't know how to get you on the stages. So I've Ron and your team, I'm curious to hear what all you could do to fill in the gap there and how I can get my clients to you to get on stages. And I know there's a lot of other people on here too. So I'm interested in hearing your stories. Hello, everyone.
Yep. So this is where anytime, everyone's first time, we let you introduce yourself to talk about what you do so that we can better understand and, frame things around the context. Everyone that's on this call has been here before, I think, besides you and Chantel. And so Chantel, if you want to introduce yourself, that would be great. And good to see you, Darshana. Good to see you again. So Chantel, if you want to go ahead and tell us a little bit about you, that would be great.
Hi, everybody. My name is Chantel. I'm from San Francisco, California, and we have had a long night. We have a lot of family in the LA area, so that's why my camera is off. We've just really been praying for everybody and just trying to stay strong. But what I do is I'm a leadership speaker, executive, and corporate coach. And I'm coming into a space where I really want to do this in 2025, where I really want to get more speaking engagements. Yesterday, I just did a podcast, so I'm coming off that podcast, and I really want to know how to just keep it going. I want to keep the wheel going. So I'm using this platform to see how I can be able to engage in more speaking engagements and spread my story. And I want to see how this is going to go. So thank you.
No, thanks for joining us. We are here to help you with that. We also just added Juliana, who's our team copywriter. She runs marketing, making sure that all the tech and she makes sure the heart and the muscle of Speaker Hub works. Because a lot of times I can be more muscle than heart. So she balances that out a bit. Darshana, have you been here before? I know we met privately, but have you been on one of the calls before here?
Actually, that is where we met. This is my second time coming on.
Okay, perfect.
I'm mostly here to try to get some accountability and some consistency going in the new year with using SpeakerHub. So glad to be back.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. That is good news. So let me kind of bring everyone into perspective. Yesterday or this week, we've been talking about frameworks. And one of the ways to build the framework is to know where you're trying to take your customer. And if once you know where you're trying to take them, then you have to identify all of the steps that it would take to get them there. Once you've identified those steps, you have to decide which parts of those steps you want to be accountable for. And then you break down that section that you want to be accountable for into your framework. If you remember yesterday, for those who weren't here, I talked about at SpeakerHub, we help speakers to get booked for paid speaking gigs, podcast interviews, and press coverage, right? So that means that the part of learning how to speak, we don't do that. So we're not accountable for that. That's Salvador space. The part of negotiating the gig, we don't do that. We're not accountable for that. That's for you to negotiate and speak for yourself there, or hire a lawyer that'll negotiate your terms. But it's very clear that if you know the space that you're in, it's easy to explain it. Did you see how easy it was for Salvador to say, this is where I'm good at. I need help with the rest of this. That's what you want your clients to know what you're good at, so that you can go and find the right resources that your frameworks may not apply to. So Salvador, you're in the right place, because we don't do any of the stuff that you do, right? We are not in that space. The part that where you stop is where we start, right? And we start there with our framework called the SpeakerFLYWHEEL. And the SpeakerFLYWHEEL, I'll bring it up here so that everyone who doesn't know about it can see it. The SpeakerFLYWHEEL is our framework for getting speakers booked on stages. So here it is here, right? So this is the SpeakerFLYWHEEL. This is what we use in order to help you to get booked more. And it consists of 6 parts. The first part is the outer circle, that is inbound and outbound. Does that make sense? So the inbound is where people find you and your website, or they find your SpeakerHub profile. The outbound is where you find the gigs that you want to be on that don't know you exist, and you're doing outbound pitches to them to introduce yourself to them, right? So that's the circle. Every speaker that we've ever worked with on an agency level, the best ones have both of these working in conjunction. Is that fair? So if you're doing outbound, but your inbound is bad, it's going to have an effect, because when they click the link to see who you are, they're going to see a crappy web page. They're going to see a disorganized LinkedIn page. They're going to find out you don't have any podcast appearances or any YouTube videos for them to be able to try you out before they book you. So we need your inbound to be good, so that when they verify you for the outbound, you're better off. But if you don't have any inbound, when people search for, I want a leadership coach, and if you don't show up, how do they find you? Right? Is that fair? So this is inbound and outbound. They work together. Mutually exclusive, it's really hard. Together builds a lot of momentum. And I can show you, I'm going to show you something today, which is totally cheating, like 100% cheating. So here on the podcast, once you've gotten your inbound and outbound, well, you got to start getting booked on stages. And the way that you start getting booked on stages, most speakers, they want to start with conferences. But Salvador, have you pitched conferences before? Have you spoken at a conference?
I have many times, but I help clients speak at conferences. Again,
Yeah.
I'm not in the business of looking for those jobs, so that's why I'm.
No, I got you. I'm just adding a little context. I usually like to kind of
I've
walk
spoken
you through
at
it so you
about
can kind of see
10 conferences. Yeah.
Right. So when you book those conferences, when you got confirmed, was the conference the next week or was it several months out?
It's both and. I mean, some of them, usually it's far in advance, but I often am like a last minute fill for people that know me. They're like, hey, call Salvatore. You can jump on there. So
exactly. So we talk about that too. But for the ones that where people don't know you, it's usually going to be 6 to 9 months out for that conference. So we believe that if you're going to be reaching out to conferences that are 6 to 9 months out, what are you going to be doing in the meantime? What happens in the next every other month in between them? Well, you should be doing association gigs, the smaller group gigs, because you can book those 30 to 60 days out, right? And get consulting clients out of that audience while you're doing that. But while you're waiting on that consulting gig that comes up or that small group speaking gig that comes up in February, well, you probably should have went on 5 or 6 podcasts in the meantime, right? So we use the flywheel so that you're constantly on stages and constantly getting your messages out through our 3 modalities, which is live, virtual, and media. This is the flywheel. This is our framework that we live and die by at Speaker Hub. And it's the one thing that we know works. So my magic question to everyone is always, how many times, if you think of your top 5 speakers, your 5 favorite speakers, how many of them have you heard speak live and in person? Most people will say 1, maybe 2, but most people have never heard all 5 of their favorites. That means that you know about them through their flywheel. You didn't, if they said, I'm only going to get paid to speak, you wouldn't know about them because you've never heard them speak. So we got to use the entire flywheel in order to build our momentum. I can tell you something that I know really quickly. And most people would say Tony Robbins is one of the most famous or best speakers in history, right? But let me show you what Tony Robbins just started back doing. I like to bring him up because guess what's happening? Let's do most recent upload dates. Guess what Tony's doing? He's back doing podcast interviews. I promise you, he probably got a book coming out because he does this. He starts going on the big podcast 30 to 60 days before his book comes out. He just did Patrick Bet-David. I think this podcast was 4 hours. PBD podcast, PBD. He just did this one, just did this. It already has 500,000 views, right? 2-hour podcast. He's promoting something that's about to come out again. So you see how he's famous, most famous speaker in the world, but he's using podcasting to build momentum into his next thing. So if you're going to be a thought leader, you got to do what the leaders of thought are doing, if that makes sense. And there's a great example. So he's starting to build that momentum up again with podcast guesting. So any questions so far? Arain, I see you put your hand up.
So just to, add to podcasts, what's your thoughts on, as speakers, should we have our own podcast as well, or just maybe focus on going on other podcasts?
So I think you should do both, right? I think if you're a thought leader, you should be leading somebody, right? It's not called a thought follower. It's called a thought leader. So you have to be leading somebody. You gotta, even if it's just your own audience that you're building from being a guest, when you're building your email list, you're building your leads and all of that, they want to see leadership. Now, I want to teach something really quick called associative authority, right? We're going to talk about the 3 authority builders. The first authority builder is what you say about yourself. Nobody believes you, though, if you don't have any fame or fortune. The second type of authority builder is what your clients say about you, meaning that they bought something from you so they can give you a testimonial. It's the strongest authority builder you could have, but it's the hardest to get. right? It is hard to get them to stand up for you or to record the video or to, I used to have people say, man, I love working with you, but I don't really want to tell people I work with you. I want you to kind of be my secret weapon. Those are the worst things for a consultant to ever hear, because now they don't want to give you referrals. And you're like, dude, how am I supposed to be in business if I'm not helping me to get more customers and telling them that I did a good job? They think I suck, even though you've been working with me for 4 years. Right? So that second party authority builder is really important, which are your customers, right? And then the third is what we call the third person authority builder. And that's what other people say about you based on their research. So if I go onto Oprah, by me being on Oprah's show, what she's basically saying is my team done already researched this dude and he's legit. That's why we put him on the couch. If I'm on Good Morning America, they probably looked into me for a long time before they let me come on Good Morning America's couch. If I get up there and I start dropping F-bombs on live TV, they're in trouble. So they want to see, did I do any local? Send me some of them Backwood, Illinois clips when you was on the local affiliate, ABC affiliate channel, to make sure I know you know how to look at the right cameras, right? Like they want to see some reels of me doing it before they put me on there to embarrass themselves. If you want to see one of the worst interviews ever, go and look up athletes when they get in trouble, because they're not good at media training. That one young lady, Sha'Carri, the worst interview ever for her, because it totally killed her credibility over nothing. But all she needed was a media coach to say, hey, don't take that Good Morning America. This is a bad deal for you. Worst 5 minutes of her career, right? She spent the last 3 years trying to build that back up because she hadn't prepared. So that third party authority builder is either a gotcha piece where they're trying to embarrass you, or it's a well-researched piece where they're saying, hey, we will let this person stand side by side with our brand. Does that make sense? Now, Arain, why did I bring that up? You can put yourself next to people that you know, like, and trust just by having your own platform.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now, I'm going to show you an example of this. I know this guy who is not even a speaker and not even well known in the speaking industry, right? Right? And he ended up putting on this event where he was able to get all of the top speakers in the world to come because it was my event. I ain't known for speaking, but I could get Les. I could get Ruby. I could get Ross. I could get Brian. These Kim Coles from TV. I could get some of the top speakers and actors. Kim Coles has been on TV for 40 years. We get top speakers and actors because I had a platform and an audience for them to show their talents to. Does that make sense? So should you have your own? Sure. Because you got to lead somebody. You got to have thought leadership, right? We do this on a daily basis. The reason why we do it on a daily basis is because I want to bring people in and show that we got 63,000 customers. And those that want to follow us, they will. So that's our thing. So should you have your own podcast? Yes. Should you prioritize that when nobody's listening to you and you got 13 downloads? Should that be the priority over going on other people's podcasts and building your audience that way? No, you got to do both. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Right? So here's one of the tricks. Once you have your own, these other podcasters, they love to do interview exchanges. Hey, can I come on your podcast? Sure, because they're trying to grow their audience too, right? So I think you should be doing both. Janika, what's your question?
I just had a comment to share with Oren in terms of the importance of having your own podcast, because you can then invite really top-notch people that you interview, and then in exchange you can go on their podcast. Because since I've been following what Ron is saying, I've been doing podcasts for 10+ years. But now, since I've learned how to connect with other hosts, I'm having big fun interviewing top-notch speakers who in turn have invited me to be on their podcast as well. So it's a win-win for everybody.
100%. I'm a firm believer that here's what I know. You can get everything you want if you help other people get what they want. And you know what everybody wants? More customers, exposure to new people, exposure to new opportunities, right? So if I can give someone a platform to get in front of other folks, I'm their best friend, right? And that's what you all have if you were to start your own show. But at the beginning, when you launch that show, if you don't have an audience, it doesn't grow that fast. So people get disheartened. The average podcast only lasts 6 episodes because the person thought it was just going to grow because they put the podcast out there. Does that make sense? So here's one of the cool things you can do. I'll give you a quick podcast hack. When you put your podcast out, be sure to record it and do it on Zoom. The reason being is you can put that onto YouTube. I'm going to show you 2 separate things. Watch this. I'm going to bring up my podcast application because this is really important. Thanks for that question, Arain. I'm going to bring up the podcast app here, and I'm going to go into this Alex Hormozi podcast. Now, this is the podcast app here on Apple. You all see that? When I get done listening to this podcast, wouldn't it be cool if they showed me other podcasts that was similar to Alex? But they don't. So podcasting, the apps don't have natural virality or growth lever built into it. Because when you get done listening to this one, it's just going to go off or play me another episode from them. But let me show you why I believe video and YouTube is the key if you're going to have your own. What are they automatically showing me? Making other recommendations over on the right. Do you see how the podcast app didn't do that? But YouTube also has this thing that's on by default, which is autoplay, which means at the end of this video, it's going to play the next one that comes up over here. So I could end up getting more views just because YouTube is suggesting it as the next video that somebody else has already watched. Is that fair? So this is part of our media part of the flywheel. In that media section of the media playbook, this is what we talk about, right? Let me go back to that on the flywheel here. I think I lost my page. Shoot. Here it is here, right? That media section on the flywheel in the media playbook, in the speaker launch formula, we talk about how to do these different things. How do you launch your own media outlet, which is a podcast, your own YouTube channel? All of that is covered in that section of the flywheel. But don't get distracted by that you stop doing your pitches to go on other people's platforms. Do you hear what I'm saying? Because the people who are going to watch your podcast already know you. You got to be introducing yourself to strangers. And then your podcast is just reinforcing your message to your current audience. Is this making sense, guys?
Hey, Ron, can I tell them something what I'm doing?
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
So when you get started, it's kind of disheartening because you don't have any episodes out. And a lot of people ask you like, hey, how many people have you downloaded, blah, blah, blah. One of the things I've done, I have like 30 interviews recorded, is I tell them, hey, I know the average podcast doesn't make it to 20 episodes. So I'm not releasing my podcast until I've pre-recorded 20 episodes. So I know that I'll beat the average. So therefore, they don't ask me, is it out? Is it doing? Because I've already told them I'm pre-recording my videos, so I have 20. So when I release, I already have 20 episodes. And some of them say, cool, I don't mind being the first 20. Some of them say, actually, most of them say, I don't mind being the first 20. And then some say, hey, reach back out to me after you've done it. But it starts the communication.
So,
great tip.
AJ, really, really quick question. is that recording that you did, let's say one of your episodes, is it worth $10?
Is it worth $10? Yeah.
Okay, right? Because it's worth $10, you should take $10, run Facebook, run YouTube ads to it, and you can almost guarantee people 1,000 views because it costs a penny a view on YouTube.
Yeah.
So run the ads to get to your audience. Don't wait on YouTube to show your stuff. Run your own ads. I showed you all on Wednesday how my average watch time of podcasts that I've been on that I've run as ads is 20 minutes. People are watching my podcast interviews for 20 minutes when I run it as an ad in YouTube. So if you're going to start a podcast, be willing to invest in marketing the podcast. Get it in front of the right audience. So those 20 episodes times $10 is $200. So you could have 1,000 downloads. So not only did you beat the average by having the right number of episodes, the average podcast has 421 downloads. So now you've doubled the average number of downloads of any podcast they will ever go on. Is that a good, right? So for those of you who are new, let me show you how we make this happen. So I talked about the flywheel here, which is inbound. This is how people find you. So if I come over to Google and I go into SpeakerHub.com and I go here to our directory, we have a directory of 63,000 speakers worldwide, right? But there's someone in here, let's pick someone, Josh Stiemel. I'm gonna pick on Josh for a minute. I don't know Josh. Hopefully Josh isn't upset with me because I'm just gonna Google him. When I type in Josh Stiemel, we see him here, right? And we can see he writes for Forbes and all of that. So he's Googleable, which is good. Most people aren't. But I'm gonna put speaker behind his name and book a celebrity speaker, blah, blah, blah. Speaker Lab, all these sponsor things, good Lord. Let's see. Let me see. Okay, there's our profile of him is here. It's third, right? So he even has, we did a highlight of him, which is cool, right? So this is what we're talking about. And he's been with us for a long time. So, but this is what we're referring to is we want you to be found in Google. So when someone Googles you, if you're not popular like Josh, how do we find you? Let's pick Taylor Temples. Let's see how he works. Right? So there's somebody named Taylor Temples. We don't really see them, so we're looking for the speaker. Taylor Temples, and there's his speaker profile right here above his LinkedIn. So this is what we're saying as far as inbound, we need you to be found, right? So this is what your profile helps you to do. It's free. Don't cost you nothing to get a speaker profile on SpeakerHub just to be able to show up. Taylor's even using a free profile here, right? That's inbound. That's how people find you. Now, let's see something. Let me stop my share because I'm going to show you something that's totally cheating. Like, un momento, estoy en una cita. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Tú quieres saludar mi grupo? He had no idea. He couldn't see the Zoom screen. See, he was coming here to ask for M&Ms. I need y'all to, I'm going to put a photo of this up on my background. So every time he come to ask for something, I'm like, I'm on a call. You know, but let me show you something. I want to show you something really cool, right? That we have been doing. So I'm going to, let's see if I can zoom in on this somehow. All right, 1 second here. And let me just export for today. All right. And I want to share this with you because I talked about this the other day and how we're going to be adding this. And this is a new product, a new service that's included that we will be offering very soon, right? So let's see here. One of the things that when we talk about inbound, that's really important to us is the ability to see this type of information. So this, you can see someone came to our site. These are site visits from today, right? And let me zoom in so you can see who's been visited today. And
I see my visit.
yeah, exactly. Hey, look at that. Lorraine was on the page today, right? So we can see that someone came and visited Dr. VJ's page, Dr. Sam's page, Dr. Jeffrey's page. When people look for you in Speaker Hub on your regular profile, this is what, because we see everything and we know who they are. We got all of their information, right? We're able to identify visitors to your Speaker Hub profile page and give you that information. That is cheating. Do you see this? Someone was searching for Robert. Someone was searching for David. Someone was searching for Zidell. Someone was searching for Jennifer. Someone was searching for Carlos. Imagine being able to know and have that person's LinkedIn to be able to go follow them on LinkedIn because they visited you as a speaker on your Speaker Hub profile. Would anybody like that information? That would be cool, right? So now I know all of my leads that are visiting that want to book me. That is cheating. So now you can follow them, reach back out to them. Well, look, I know you was looking at my page. I saw you looking. Hey, we should be friends. Hey, maybe I can send you a speaker. Go ahead, Darren.
Ron, I think you showed this before when I went and updated my profile, but how can I add this to my website?
Yep,
my Speaker Hub profile to my website.
Yep, I'll definitely show you how to do that. So it's a little widget that you can use. But let me stay on this topic for a second because I think this is important. Imagine getting that visitor information, not only from your Speaker Hub profile, but from your personal website. You see how Darren wants to put this on his personal website? Imagine getting the visitors from your website, and they're going to be automatically added to your Speaker Hub Pro. So Maria's working on this right now. Let me share my screen again. I'm going to show you where this goes. Imagine this. This is cheating. Like, our competition could be mad because not only can we give you in your leads, it's going to say, we won't tell you the name of the product yet, but it's going to be right there. You'll be able to click on it and see the people who visited your site and your speaker profile. They will be added as leads inside of your Speaker Hub Pro account. How cool is that? Darshana, what's your question?
With regard to profiles, this is just like, I just did the thing where I Googled my name with speaker after it, which I'd never done before. And it was really cool because what it did was pull up a bunch of podcasts that I've been on where it was on Zoom and the host has put the videos on Zoom. Like, that's most of what is coming up in the higher rank.
YouTube. You mean on YouTube? Right?
Exactly. So my question is, with regard to the Speaker Hub profile, we have the option of like uploading talks and whatnot, and I'm building out my profile. Initially, I had put a bunch of my own YouTube content, which is just me straight to camera. But I'm thinking, is for the purposes of what Speaker Hub is showcasing, I'm guessing I'm better served than to actually link to some of these interview videos. Do you, or is having a mix the best way to go?
Both, right? So the theory of online marketing is don't make them think.
Okay.
So if they got to go search for you, you're making it too hard. If you got a platform where you can put your stuff, put them there. Let me show you what Ebony did. Ebony is a genius for this. So I'm going to go to Ebony here, 1 second. Ebony January is a, let's see here, perfect. Ebony January. Look at what she did. She took this to a whole nother level, and I was like, holy crap, right? So Ebony is an OBGYN, and this is her profile here. And she put all of her achievements. She put her videos, 18 videos, a bunch of slideshows so you can see her presentations. She put her one sheet. She put her press thing. And then she said, I got courses. I'm going to put links to my courses. So when we click on here, it takes you off. It takes you into her classroom.
Sweet.
So
Okay.
she's like, look, I want people to see me. She put 20 courses in our thing. So if you doubt that she knows what she's talking about, go try her out, right? The person can come over here and try her out about everything that she teaches. How cool is that? So you shouldn't, when a person comes to your profile, you want them to be able to find everything. Is that fair, Deshauna?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that profile drives people in to see who you are. But then we have this thing that we use, which is outbound. So imagine someone visits your site. We put the lead in here. Now I can reach out to podcasts. I can reach out to media outlets. I can reach out to local associations, conferences, and my own leads, all in one place. So this is a lead that we uploaded of somebody that was at Netflix. Now the email, our software went and found the Netflix logo because the AI is looking for this and it's going to write a pitch to this person at Netflix. Now this is a fake thing that I put in there, but it's the real Netflix email. So it's pitching Netflix on whatever I want to go and talk to them about. So these are your own leads. So imagine someone from Netflix visits your webpage. Now you can reach back out to them because we gave you that person's email address. It only works for people in the United States. United States has some flexible privacy laws that Europe don't have. So we can only do it for people that visit from the US, but most of y'all speaking in the US anyway. So it don't even matter. We'll be able to still identify US visitors, which is great. Any questions about this so far?
When did you say that was going to be available?
Probably first or second week of February. We're testing it right now. Lifetime members will get access to it first. You get access to all of our stuff before everyone else, but this site identity, right? Y'all want to know the name? Should I tell them the name already? Or should we hold off, right? So it's called Speaker Insight. That's what we're calling it. It's a piece of software that we will put in your site that will give you insight as to who's visiting your page. You can't go buy the domains. We already own them. So don't even try it. We already did all the legal work to protect it. So then any boo-boo, you too late, right? But Speaker Insight will be the game changer for Speaker Hub because it would allow us to know every event planner that comes to your page. We're gonna put them in your Speaker Hub Pro so you can just follow up with them. Cool. Right? Miguel and Maria has built a great notification system that's going to be up here at the top. So every time you get a new lead, it's going to have a little bell that says you got 5 new leads from your website. Maria, do you want to demonstrate notifications? Or is that not publicly available just yet? Maria, you still there? Maria. We can't hear you. I see you're unmuted, but we just can't hear you. Maybe a microphone problem. Right? So while Maria, when she figures out her mic, hopefully she can come on and show you all the new notifications because these notifications are important because guess what? When you get a reply, when we add that, you'll be able to tell you, hey, you got 5 replies. Hey, you got 5 leads from your webpage. Hey, these people saw your Speaker Hub profile today. I showed it to Erica. Erica saw it. Like I gave her the behind the scenes.
And
Erica,
now I'm a member forever.
Oh, perfect. High five. Welcome aboard. High five for Erica buying a lifetime membership. Way to go. So do you want to tell them what I showed her the behind the scenes of it, earlier in
Yes.
a previous meeting. What's your thoughts? You want to talk about what you thought about with
What did I
Speaker
tell
Insight?
you? Yes, as you can see, I'm like super excited about it. So it is, excuse my French, I told Ron earlier, this is how I feel about it though. It is fucking genius. Like to see, like he showed you all like, you know, like the cute little spreadsheet. No. I got to see like for real, what they see. And I'm telling you, it blew my mind, the level of detail that the team here is able to see and get. Like, y'all, this is the real deal. So if you're here, I know Salvatore mentioned he's here for his clients. This is the real deal because I saw it with my own eyes in real time. And it literally breaks out how they even got to you. Like what site. I mean, it is, yeah, I'm in love. That's all I gotta say.
No, that's cool. No, it's a big deal, right? So we can see the referral source, their LinkedIn, we even have their email addresses because I own a data company. So we're able to get their email addresses and give you that accurate information, right? Nobody will beat us at this. I promise you. Nobody will get more speakers booked on stages using our technology.
And can I just say this?
Yeah,
as someone who also, you know, comes from big tech, to what he mentioned, what Ron mentioned about no one else is doing this, he is right. Like I've seen a lot of data, but for what we are all here for, you're gonna get it through Speaker Hub. You're gonna get whatever you came for. You're gonna get it here because I saw it for myself.
no, that's cool. I appreciate that. Darren, what's your question?
So we got another question. So it's similar to like LinkedIn Premium, right? But you can see that, but obviously you get it for a different cost. So I guess my question is, man, maybe next week is it possible to get like some feedback or criticism on our profiles or my profile? You know, I don't want to hold up the time today because it's a lot of people on here, but I want to make sure I'm taking advantage of when people come to my site that I'm able to create that action, right?
So what you can do in the private chat here, you can send a link to your website and someone on our team, we won't do it immediately, but within the next week or so, someone on our team will go through your website and provide you with video feedback. Maria or Angel or Juliana, that's what they do. You're a lifetime member, Darren, put your link in, send it to Maria, she'll get that website review for you. Angela, can you put the how to get booked using LinkedIn and YouTube video with Chantel that I did in the chat so that everyone who is looking to get booked using or fixing their LinkedIn profile, you can go through. It's an hour-and-a-half training. I probably generate 40 leads a month from this hour-and-a-half training because they go and they say, dude, I need you to do this for me. All of my LinkedIn leads come from that LinkedIn video. And that they particularly come from there because I was teaching LinkedIn. So wouldn't it be stupid of me to tell people you can do stuff with LinkedIn and then I tell you to go to my landing page instead of hit me up on LinkedIn? So we practice what we preach. I couldn't teach somebody how to get stuff on LinkedIn if I wasn't willing to show my work to say that I could generate leads from LinkedIn also. So that LinkedIn training shows you what I do on LinkedIn. And then I've always showed you all my leads. Salvador is one of my LinkedIn leads. That's how we met in the LinkedIn DMs, right? He's here because I sent him a message on LinkedIn. That video walks you through how to do that. Victor is here because of LinkedIn. We met on LinkedIn. He said, dude, I joined your group. I wanted to hit you up to see if we could talk. So we practice what we preach over here. We will always show our results. Any other questions about Outbound or anything else that we're doing? Inbound and Outbound. This has been good. I'm excited about this. But when y'all see Speaker Insight, is going
Hey
to be a
Ron,
game changer.
Hey Ron, this is Melissa. Where's the LinkedIn training again?
Angela, did you
It's
put
in
in
the chat? I did.
Oh, okay.
Here's the training on how to use LinkedIn to get booked. And then the link is below. It's a
Thank
YouTube
you.
link.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yep. Chantel, is this helpful for you?
Very helpful. I wish I would have been in this space a long time ago, but I'm happy I'm here now. Yes, yes.
That's it. Better today than tomorrow, right?
You got that
So,
right.
so yeah, any other questions, comments, concerns? We got a few more minutes in our, go ahead.
Another quick question, Ron. Last week when you switched me over to the Speaker Hub regular inbound profile, it slashed my pictures again.
Okay.
On my profile.
Okay. So what we need to do, Ange, can you have Miguel to turn on rollover pictures for everybody that's lifetime? Because I think some of them, when he set it up, he didn't set over rollovers. So if they have some pictures left over, it resets them on their renew date. I think Karen had that same issue. Dr. Karen, she sent me a message this morning with the same issue. So what happens is that if you have a SpeakerUp lifetime account, you automatically get pitch rollover. So if you have 200 pitches a month and you only send 175, those extra 25 roll over to the next month. So you keep that rolling. You don't lose any of them. If you're not on a lifetime plan with SpeakerHub, rollover costs you a little bit more. But if you're on a lifetime plan, we give you rollover automatically included. You get everything. So welcome to our partners for life that are here. There's a lot of y'all in this call today. Holy crap. I didn't realize how many people are lifetime members. Any successes in the last 5 minutes? Let's talk about any successes. Bart, you heard back from that conference that you was 3/4 of the way getting booked?
No, not from them yet, but I just got one. I always love getting them when they come from Speaker Hub and they hadn't doing this thing right here. You got to close up a little loophole, if you will. So I'll respond to them so we get off of this. But so that one came in, and then another one outside of this that I've been working as well. So yeah, but it's all
that's good.
It's all from this. You put me to work, like I said. So
that's cool. Yeah, be sure to use your QR to get the comments and the feedback, because when you go on a stage, and Salvador, is good for you to see this. We have a thing called Speaker QR, and what it allows is for after your event or during your event or your podcast or your live event, you can put this QR code on your slide, just like Arain has done on his slide in his background, or Angela has over in the corner. And a person can complete a review of you. If you're on a podcast, usually the podcast is going to get reviews, but you're not. So this allows you to get your ratings and reviews and what people have to say about you based on you going on the podcast or you doing your live speaking gig. You give this to the show host and they put the link in the bio. Again, we talk about practicing what we preach. When we come over here, Pam Perry, Ron Story Jr., what's in the bio? You see my link in the bio. That's my referral code. So I know that they do it. You see that? That's my link in the bio, right there. So when I went on this podcast, it only got 20 views, but I got 7 referrals because we put the link in the bio. So be sure to be using your speaker QR, which gives you your link so that people can come and download or do whatever you want them to do. Those reviews end up on your expert profile. So when someone comes in and they start looking for you, they can see what people have to say about you on a regular basis. Does this make sense? Be sure to use it. You need these reviews. Because
that's a big game changer right there.
It's huge. It is a huge game changer.
So basically, you just download the QR code and make it your virtual background.
Yep. So you download the QR code and you add it in Canva. So you can come over to Canva. Yeah, we did this yesterday. And you just add it as an item in your Canva background. Right? So you see how that's there? I'm going to come over here in my Speaker Hub. Let me go back. Where is it? Bam. Let me open up mine and I'll show you how to do it. Speaker QR, there we go. I can see it. It got a little download thing on it. 1 second. You can copy the image like I just did. Come over here and hit paste. Yes.
Your screen isn't shared. We don't see it.
Y'all don't see it?
No, I don't see it.
Everybody else
I
see
see
it?
it. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
Oh
So
yeah,
there's
I see it.
there's my background right there. Boom. And you see, you know the one thing about this, that red don't look right. Y'all see that? That red don't look good because it
No,
don't
it
match my
doesn't.
purple. So you know what I'm
Mhm.
gonna do? I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna edit my things. I'm gonna go manage. How do you do it? Manage my QR codes. And I'm gonna go to this red one. I think that's the one. Oh, that one's blue. But you see, I can change the color. I can come in and I can edit this and make the color whatever color I want it to be. Is that fair? So that's the cool thing. You can change the colors to make it, that's a blue one. I can have an orange one or whatever other color. Got it? So I should have downloaded that one and put that in there. But that's how easy it is, Darren. You get the point?
Oh yeah, I'm on it right now on the split
Yep.
screen.
So then when you hit the change the background and you select that one, boom. Now when you do your virtual calls, you can bring up your thing and people can download your book. We all went to Arraig's page to see what his looking like since he had already set his up. We did that for him when we all first got in. So, and I don't know if that's you or someone on your team, but it's two Ann McNeils. It's like the Spider-Man thing. Okay. And what's your question? And then Darshana will come back to you.
No,
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
have a question. I just put in the chat that we did our first, well, I did the first podcast from pitching today and just wanted to just ditto what you're saying. We learned a few lessons about what you just shared about the QR code. We were not able to reach the host so that we could have the QR code uploaded. I mean, the green screen uploaded because he didn't use Zoom. He used something else, and we weren't able to get it in time.
Yep.
And so just want to just share that. And then we found out that my emails were going to his spam.
Okay.
So just things like that are just really good learning lessons. And I just wanted to just kind of give a shout out to the process work if you work it. Thank you.
No, that's really important that we need that information. Look, guys, I get paid in claps, okay? Like, you know, these high fives and celebrations mean a lot more to me than it probably do to y'all because we've invested so much in trying to make this work for so many people. It's easy to solve a problem for one person. It is hard as you know what to solve it for 63,000 people. And then we have to take strangers and make them friends. Right?
Yeah, I want to add.
So,
I want
go ahead.
Sorry, I want to add something, Ron. That's very important about what you did yesterday. You not only showed us what happened, you know, what to do on podcasts, what to do on Zoom, and what to do in person, but because I went into it with a technical difficulty, I remembered what you said about to say it. So I kept, even though I wasn't able to have it on the screen, I kept repeating what you shared of how people could find me and download the information. So I thought that was critical of what you did. Thank you.
No, that's huge. That's why we practice. This is a co-working. This isn't Ron's TED Talk. This is co-working. We're going to do things that work. If you all don't get on more stages, our mission at Speaker Hub is failing. We can't amplify speakers if we're not giving you the platforms to do it. So thank you, Ann. That means a lot. Darshana, another question.
Yeah, with regard to the reviews that you were mentioning, is there a way, like, because I've done a bunch of podcast appearing prior to getting engaged with Speaker Hub, like, could I ask past podcasts to leave me reviews, or is it only like if I book something through Speaker Hub that the review is a possibility?
You can give your links to anybody you want to give the link to for that review.
Okay.
Right? So you can create as many QR codes as you want, right? So let me give you an example of what you were just asking. So if I come in, let's say I don't know which podcast I've been on because it's been so long. So I can type in my name into the podcast search and click on episodes. And it's going to bring up the episodes that I was a guest on.
Oh,
You see this?
cool.
Right? Now, what can I do? I could come over here to Sales Schema and reach back out to Dan and say, hey, Dan, I was on your podcast a few years ago or whatever it was, a few months ago. I want to update my links because my stuff has changed. Right?
Yeah.
And you could do that from right inside of here, or if you already have their information because you've been on it before, look them up so you don't waste your pitches. Right? But look them up in your email where you've talked to them before, and then just say, hey, I want to update because I don't do 5 contacts anymore. I would update this. Hey, can we change this from PitchDB and 5 contacts to what I'm doing with SpeakerHub? Do you all see that? How you can look up yourself? So I can come in and how do I spell your last name, Darshana?
Me, Avila, Avila.
Right?
Oh,
No.
you have my first name misspelled though. The V should be.
Oh, my bad. I apologize.
That's okay.
Now I want to give you a huge high five because 2 months ago when we met, you weren't a SpeakerHub Pro user. You were with the traditional SpeakerHub. So high five for coming into the SpeakerHub Pro world and exploring this with us. So there it is. Those are all of her podcasts. Shameless Sex with Amy Baldwin. And you've been on there a lot, or is this your podcast?
I've only done 2 episodes with them.
They
I don't know
clipped
why
you
it's
up. Favorite
showing up
clips.
so many times. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, they clipped you up and made you one of their favorite ones. That's cool.
Yeah. But yeah, they're a big podcast and I've been on there twice.
No, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Right? But yeah, that's one way that you can do it. You can reach back out to them to have them to upload the links, right? Where it says check out her links here, add it to your link tree.
Which is actually not in existence or not updated. So that's good to know that I should be updating that.
Yeah, you can add it to your link tree. Give me a review based on my presentation add that as a link in your link tree.
Great.
Right? Did this answer your question?
Yes, very helpful. Thank you so much.
Right. All right, guys, we're 4 minutes into overtime. I know we're committed to being here until 1 o'clock every day. My next meeting isn't until 1:30. So I'm willing to stay on and take questions. Let me tell y'all a little secret. So we told y'all we were going to be bringing in somebody that is one of the top trainers, worked for one of the largest speaking training companies in the world. And we've been negotiating this since June. 2 minutes into this meeting, I got a text that says, all right, I'm in, I accept the job. So I can't tell you who he is because we ain't signed the papers, but he in. That is a big freaking deal because this guy worked for a life-changing company and he was the head of speaker training and coaching. We will always get the best people. I got to put my money where my mouth is. So if I'm telling you I'm only going to bring the best people to help you, we will only bring the best people. So next week, you all will find out who it is, where they came from, what they're responsible for, their level of expertise that they will be bringing to us here at SpeakerHub. They will be our head of education. It's a game-changing announcement. So super duper exciting. I can't tell you how to invest in y'all business if I ain't investing in ours. So this week alone, we've added 3 new employees. The person who's working with adding the courses and all that functionality, Gustavo is on our team, and then 2 other secret people. But yeah, this is a big deal. So y'all in the right place. I promise you. Edge knows all the secrets, but we're in the right place. Gustavo will have speaker launch playbooks and all of that will be live for everyone on Monday. Let me put that out. We had our final meeting about it earlier today. Go ahead, Ange, what were you going to say?
Will be available for lifetime members on Monday.
Lifetime members, yeah. Lifetime members
you have
on
to
Monday.
clarify.
So Gustavo is already building the infrastructure for us to start testing the course functionality that everyone else will have access to in March. Melissa, and then Bart.
Oh, Bart had his hand raised first. You should
Okay.
go first.
Bart, Melissa, Bart. Ladies first.
Okay, thanks, Bart. So yeah, I posted in the chat. I last call or whatever, I finally got the info on how to update get the Speaker Hub profile URL. And so I went in there and was poking around, and it kept prompting me to upgrade.
We got you. Once you create it, Raquel and our team will upgrade you to gold. You'll be fine.
Okay.
So that should go away.
So how do
I'll send.
Yeah.
You want to send Raquel a message, Ron?
No, I'm just going to do it now while we're on the call. I got it open.
Okay.
Okay. And I see that Arain had the same question, and I want to make sure that he's taken care of as well.
Yep. I'm going to, Arain, if you could, did you use a different email address, Melissa?
No, I mean, at one point I did, but not when I was just setting up the profile just now. It was the same email address.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and upgrade that. If you give me 3 seconds while Bart's answering this question, I'm working on it here in the background.
Great. Thank you so much.
Yep. Bart.
Yeah, it was back to the previous podcast. I know you put in her name. So is there something once the podcast was booked, we have to put that it was booked in order to be able to find the one that we spoke on?
Nope. Once they publish it, it automatically shows up.
Okay, yeah, I got it. Okay.
Yep. Once they publish it, it automatically shows up. Just kind of leading you down into the future. When we update some of the speaker profile things, which is what we're working on, you'll be able to go in and mark the profiles, the podcast that you've appeared on. So they will show up right underneath your expert profile next here. Maria, your mic working? Nope.
Hey, Ron.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey. Maria,
hi, guys. How are you?
Maria, can you show the updated speaker profile that's coming down the road with the testimonials, the reviews, and the redesign of that profile page?
Okay, yeah. Give me a moment that my Figma is loading. So.
Okay. Yeah. So Maria will show you why we're doing these things step by step, because the testimonials will be there on the page along with your podcast appearances. When you see this new experts page, let me show you the old one so you can see.
Ron, I had a question. I had a question about those testimonials. I went in to add one, and I think I did something kind of wrong in that I didn't realize how it worked in terms of putting in the email address for the person who made the testimonial in order to get it verified. So I have a testimonial that I put in there, but it doesn't show that it's verified because I didn't realize that I needed to put the person's email address so that they could verify it. Is there a way to redo that?
I'll have you meet with Raquel about that because she knows that system better than I do.
Okay.
But she can answer that. I'll connect the two of you.
Okay.
She's off work right now because it's 1 a.m. where she lives, but she comes in at about 9 o'clock Eastern time to work the bottom side of our support, and she'll get back to you and answer that. I just don't know the answer, right?
Okay, thanks.
But I'm glad that you brought that up to show we're not gonna let y'all post up fake testimonials. That's the first thing. We can't be telling y'all that we believe in people being verified and honest. Then we let y'all just make up testimonials. So, yep, I'm sure there's a way to do it. I just don't know how. Let me show you the current profile real quick. This is the current profile. All it basically does, you click on it and it just shows you this with your little things at the bottom. It don't even have your photo over here, right? That's not good.
Are you showing
right?
us?
Can y'all see my screen?
No.
You can't see it?
You have to click the second tab where it says Ron's story.
Yeah, I mean, I was sharing. It's just me. Can you see it now? No?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so you can see this. The profile right now is very basic because we were just trying to see, okay, how does this work? And we didn't have Maria when we put this in here. Now we got Maria. And I'm gonna let her take and share her screen. If you want to share what the updated profile will be.
Yes, doing it right now. Okay. So yeah, this is something that I'm really happy to. Hopefully I can get back to it soon. So this is something that we had sort of thought about on Pitch TV, but now we can work it out for Speaker Hub Pro. And the idea is just give you
So
a
real quick, Maria, when you do the zoom in, you make us dizzy. So you got to remember.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry about that. And
just up and down, just scroll up and down. That's good enough.
Let me give it a little bit of zoom and yeah. So yeah, this is like a full-fledged Speaker Hub profile that we want to be able to give to you guys. So you have all your information here. So your complete bio, the speaking topics, your past appearances. So every podcast that you appear on in the past will automatically appear here once the database within Speaker Hub Pro is connected. You will have all the reviews and testimonials from the speaker QR here displayed. And you will also have the opportunity to add video testimonials that are really important for social proof and all of your achievement here as well, all in one expert profile that you will get access to within a Speaker Hub Pro. And here on the, yeah.
Oh, go ahead. I'll let you go ahead, Maria.
Here on the right side, you will have the possibility of adding your own personalized video. And this is really important for you so you can have that social proof for event planners. So if you want to share your Speaker Hub Pro profile, you will be able to share more information about what you do and what are your speaking topics. So yeah, we're really happy about working on this. Hopefully I can get a demo soon. And yeah, let me know if you have any feedback about it.
Could you leave this up? So here's one of the main things we get asked all the time. What can I put a link to my calendar? It's right there. You see that? You can link to your calendar. If you got your own podcast, you can link to your own podcast array. You want to link out to your website. You want them to download your PDF one sheet. You see that? You can download that. But we're Speaker Hub. Right now, the current Speaker Hub profile, you can't even show yourself speaking without scrolling all the way to the bottom. I'm like, dude, we got to put you speaking at the top in 4K. So we wanted to put a big video at the top so that people could click and see if you got what you say you got. If you believe you are who you say you are, show them, right? Welcome them in and let them know you are who you say you are. I was on a call with Les Brown one day, and what he talked about was he made a phone call with one of his, he took a sales call with an event planner, and one of his mentors was there with him. And after the call, his mentor said, "What was that? That wasn't Les Brown on that call." And he said, "What do you mean? All I basically did was, he was just asking some basic questions." He said, "Every time you meet with an event planner, there's no difference between a telephone and a microphone. So give them a little bit of what they're going to be paying you for, right? So in that video on your profile, we want you to be able to give them a little bit of what they're going to be paying you for, just like they do at Costco. They give you that little beanie weenie. You went in there to get some salad dressing and you walk out with 48 hot dogs. You're like, how did I end up with these hot dogs? Because the sample lady got you with the little bitty taste. That's what we're offering to you. What thoughts on the profile? Good, bad, ugly, going in the right direction?
Amazing.
Yep. So that's where we're going. We gotta be able to present you in the right light, right? Super duper exciting what we're doing, guys.
Ron, can you help me troubleshoot with Dr. Yvette?
Yep.
Dr. Yvette and I have been trying to get her, make sure she's able to log in to Pro. Yep. And then she needs to connect her email address. I looked in Speaker Hub Pro and she's in there.
Yeah, so you have to be sure that you're signing in with your Google account, Yvette.
Right. I did update our chat, Angela. Thank you for bringing it up. And I was able to log in just using that account. It's not the email address. that I prefer because it's not branded, but that's what Google
Well, we
has.
can show you how to change that on the back side. You can always update that, but
Okay.
that's just to get you in for now. But once you, here, let me show you. Once you log in, you see I'm logged in here.
Yes.
I click on my name, I go to settings. And you see it says my current sign-in method is ronstoryjr@gmail.
Mm-hmm.
I can click Google or Microsoft and it'll switch and allow me to switch what that email is for me logging in. But if you're worried about what email you want to send from, you can connect whatever email you want when it comes to sending. So I can connect 5 Gmails or 13 Outlooks. I can have any combination of emails that I send from. I just have to mark one as primary. Do you see that?
Okay, I do. So my question, is what would my assistant do to log in?
Yep, perfect. So over in the corner, there's a feature called Team.
Right.
And when you click on Team, you can enter your teammate's email address and it adds them here as users, right?
And they'll have a different login ID.
They have their own email. Yep, you see mine says admin here.
Yes.
Let me give you an example. I have to do this from my PitchDB account because in PitchDB, I already have team members, but PitchDB and SpeakerHub are essentially the same. They're just marketed different, right? So you can see on my team page, I got Georgette, who used to be my assistant, Andrea, and Liliana. And I can log in to make sure that they're doing what they're doing. And I can, when they switch, if I get a new person like Georgette, I can remove her. You see that?
Yes.
So they get their own login. You see, they all are using different email addresses. And then I can log in to see, let me see if Liliana really pitching for me, right? So it logs me in as Liliana so that I can see what pitches she sent for the week or whatever she's been doing.
That's awesome. But when I set them up, I need an email address to give them access.
No, you can just give them access with their own Gmail or whatever. You can just, all you need to do is put an email in there. You can send it to their Gmail, Microsoft, or whatever. We preferably would only let them sign up with a Gmail or Microsoft based email, right? But yeah, you can do that pretty easily.
I know you need to jump, but one more quick question while we're on.
Oh no, we got 11 minutes, so you're good.
Excellent. So I was able to share my old SpeakerHub ID and account with Angela, and I think they both exist. Do I need to delete one of them, or how do I manage that?
I'll go in and I'll get that fixed for you. What happened?
Ron, Dr. Yvette she's talking about the SpeakerHub profile and SpeakerHub Pro. So SpeakerHub Pro, she's fine, and she has a profile. So can you clarify why someone would need both, if they need both, and how that works? That's the concern.
Yep. So we teach this very simply through the SpeakerHub flywheel, right? And the Speaker flywheel is where you get your inbound leads and your outbound. Inbound is where people are looking for you. This is where they come in, they search for you, and they will reach out to you. That's whether they go to your webpage, your SpeakerHub profile, or anywhere else. Outbound is the work that you do, where you're reaching out to the places that you want to be a part of. So if I come in here and I search for Yvette, right? There you go. There you are, right? So when someone is searching for you here, and right, when someone searches for you here and they find you, I just went to your webpage. Remember we went through this the other day, right?
Yes.
Now that I'm on your webpage, do you know that I was here?
No.
No. With Speaker Insight, I'll be able to give you my LinkedIn and everything because I visited your webpage. It will automatically go inside of your SpeakerHub Pro.
When you Google me, and I tried it after you mentioned it, and put the name Speaker after my name, the old SpeakerHub shows up as well. Do you see it if you scroll down a little further?
Yep. And that's what's supposed to happen. This is supposed to happen. This is This is our publicly facing information. Everything that's in SpeakerHub Pro, we don't show that to the public.
Got it.
That's optimized for the database, right? But there's an update coming to this where you'll be able to sell your courses and your trainings and all. It'll be very similar to what you're already, what Maria showed today.
Got it.
That's
so I
what the
don't
new
have to go
public
in.
release.
Sorry. So I don't have to go in and change any of this.
No, this is cool. You can update it as much as you want. If you agree with all the stuff that's there, leave it the way it is.
Well, no, not anymore. Now
So-
that you and I have had a one-on-one, there's so much more I'd like to update. And I know you gave an excellent example of Ebony January, and I definitely want to model this page and watch the LinkedIn training on YouTube to make sure I'm optimizing this. Because remember, I had a paid version and it just wasn't optimizing or
So
doing a lot.
Do you have or you don't have a lifetime with this just yet, do you?
No, not yet.
Okay. Once you have lifetime, you get this for life too. You get the gold this for life also. So that's included in the lifetime. So you will get a gold lifetime plan that allows you to add all of those other things. With the free plan, we do a couple of things. One, you can only upload one photo, right? And then we limit what you can put. You can't put videos or any of these other things with the free plan. Also, it shows your competition on the left. We don't really want to show your competition, but if they're not paying for it, then we have to serve the event organizers more, because we know that we got to get them the speaker that they're looking for, right? But all of this comes off once you upgrade to the paid plan. Does that make sense?
It does. I just did not renew my paid plan because I just wasn't getting a lot of optimization here, which is why I reached out to you because it just wasn't working before. So I have no problem
No, I'm not saying you had a problem with it. What I'm basically is actually,
I did have
I'm
a
going to text
problem
you.
with it. I did. It was horrible before you took over.
That's the key part. We changed. We are getting better. And the outbound is really important.
Okay.
Right. So one of the cool things that we can see who visits this webpage, even if it's the free one, right? We can see if someone is looking for you, and we'll be able to get you that information. We can see if someone goes to your main website with Speaker Insight, we'll be able to get you that information, right? And it'll automatically be in your SpeakerHub Pro lead section. So this says uploads, this says Speaker QR, there's some space. It's going to say Insight. And Insight is where you will see the people who visited your page.
So I'm getting the lifetime approved. In the meantime, though, I don't want to wait. I know there are other plans as well.
Yeah, we'll upgrade you all the way. I'll get you up to gold. Don't worry. I got to update Melissa's, and I can check and see everything. So I'll get it turned on for you.
Yeah, I'm
Give
so
me
ready.
in the next hour. I got you.
Thank you so much. And I just want to say really quickly that, getting all of this, technology is amazing, but I am such an interactive learner. These daily calls make all the difference. Being on here with other experts and professionals and having your entire team on, for me, is really where the gold is, because a lot of us are consultants and we're working independently, and it's a lonely world. And so to have this community is amazing. And I just want to thank you for that, Ron, and for everybody that's on.
Oh, no problem. Big hug for Yvette, right? I don't know if that's DEI compliant, but I gave you a hug anyway.
And I received it. I
want HR calling
Virtually
me.
is
Hugging
fine.
his customers.
That's cool.
Absolutely. Thank you
all
all.
the hugs first.
Michelle, your question?
Yeah, so when we initially signed up, we signed up with a schedule@annmcneil.com email. However, we want to use the annmcneil@annmcneil.com email. Is there a way to change it without having to sign up all over again?
Is it a Gmail based or Microsoft based email?
Gmail.
Okay, yep. So here's what you do. Go ahead and share your screen with me. Oh, if you want your business to go, you got to go pro. I agree. Incredible. So go ahead and click on Ann's name in the right corner there, Michelle.
Okay.
And go to settings. And you're talking about the sending email, correct? Or the sign in?
Both.
Okay. So right here is where you can update the sending email. So you click continue with Google. And Google's going to prompt you to pick the email you want to be signing in with. Right? So that's how easy it is to change your email for logins, because that's done.
Okay.
Right? So it may ask you to log back in a moment. Right? So go ahead and hit refresh. All right. And I don't know why this is doing this, but it's working. Give it a second. Give it a second. All right, there we go. So click back on the name in the right corner and go to settings. And then you can see it's now the Ann McNeil and Ann McNeil. You see that?
Perfect.
And then now click on emails.
Just reset it up with.
And then connect a new account there. Yep. And that's going to pop up a private window and ask you similar questions. And now that's connected. Now pick the one you want to be the primary. Looks like that one's automatically added as the primary there now.
Mm-hmm.
So now you have two of them. You can move back and forth between the two.
Perfect. We'll just keep that like that for right now.
Yep.
Thank you.
Good. Yeah, no problem. No problem. Any other questions, guys? This has been good. This has been a fun call today, man. I'm glad we
have
could help.
1 minute.
Yep, my meeting's actually with Richard. So is Richard still on the call here?
He just emailed me. I was going to ask you about Richard. Where is he? Oh, he just left an email.
Okay, yeah. So he's probably going to join back into the same room in 2 seconds, because it's the same room that we do the calls in. But guys, this has been incredible. Thank you for always showing up and doing the work that's needed to get you all on more stages. I always enjoy the questions, the comments, the feedback is what make this work. It helps us with our product development. Everything that we're building is because I was listening. Jadika was like, I need to know. I ain't technical with my website. I need y'all to make this easier. We got you, Jadika. We go work on it, right? And some people are like, well, people visiting, but I don't think I'm getting that. And I'm like, wait a minute. We can see people are going to your speaker profile. So we may as well show you so that you can stop discrediting us, saying, nobody looking for me. They looked at you. They just didn't like what they saw. I'm kidding. They like what they saw. They just didn't have a reason to connect. So we're going to help you with that. Gotcha. I'm just joking. They like what they saw, everybody. Don't be sending me no emails saying, he said they didn't like me. We're going to start showing you who's looking at your site so you can better follow up. If someone comes to your website or your speaker profile or hears you on a podcast, is it their job to follow up with you or your job to follow up with them? Right? We're going to make sure you can follow up with everybody that comes to your page. Good to see you guys. Hopefully Richard comes back into the chat. Any other questions until Richard comes back?
I'll email him. He just emailed me.
I think it's like 10 o'clock over in London where he is. So he's probably tired. But Sharon, good to see you. Self-carepreneur. Juliana, I'm glad you were able to join. We've been bringing more teammates in because they will be doing more teaching as we go forward. I know y'all get tired of seeing my face every day. So we're going to bring in some different perspectives on different areas that I'm not an expert in. So Maria is the expert at design. Juliana is really good at copywriting. If you have any hiring or operational questions, how to run meetings that your boss don't ever want to go to, talk to Angela. How to translate for a boss who needs sensitivity training, go to Angela. She can teach y'all how to do all of that. Oh, Rich is back. All right, y'all got to get out. No, I'm just kidding.
All right. Have a good weekend. Bye.
Right.
Bye, everyone.
See y'all later.
There you go, Ron. Don't forget about this tonight.
Oh yeah, I'm watching. I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna watch.
Texas. We're rooting for Texas.